Hey y'all, happy Sunday. How are you guys? What y'all up to? What y'all doing? I figured I'd pop on here really quick. I didn't schedule this or anything, so it's just a very last minute one, but I figured we'd have a few laughs before bed. This is wild. Hey, Northern Light. Hey, Proud Mimi. How are you guys? How was your weekend? Hey, Petunia. Hey, Rubber Ramada. Dazed and Amazed. Postcards. Socks. Let's play a quick intro and then we'll just bullshit for a few minutes. Hello. Hey, Socks, Sheba, Alicia, Ghosty, Amanda H, Catherine, not Catherine, Northern Light. I just got out of the shower and I was like, I'm going to pop on for a few minutes before we go to bed. See how everybody's doing. Hey, ASU Mom. Hey, Jake Hells. Hey, Buttercup. Ohana. I don't know if I have any sanity either. Hey, Starlight. Nope. Tonight I am not. Tonight I don't have 3 hours. And I need to think through some things before, I need to I don't have everything laid out that we will do tomorrow. I'll work on it tonight and in the morning. And then I'll do a full layout tomorrow. Of course, you guys know what's going on, I'm sure. Hey, Pam J. Hey, X. You went to the haunted house? Oh, you're working at them. Oh, that's awesome, Ghosty. Haley the Bee. Hey, BioBo. Diana, thank you so much for being a member for 15 months. Hey, Angel Chips. I saw you causing some trouble. Hey, Sin. Amber N, thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the cabana. You need to... What happened today? Rubber Ramada, what did I miss? Yeah, I need to lay it out in my head and think through it. But a few things I do. I'm going to play these right off the bat, and then we can talk about some other stuff. Are you nuts? Hello. And I want to give you guys a laugh too. Kyle has been finding some stuff. In fact, I emailed these to Clue for Cletus earlier, but I'll show you guys. It's pretty funny. So I want to throw a few things out here though tonight, just to remind people of, and I will clip this down. This is from Chroma Reels via Audacity. We all have all these saved folders, and I finally gave in and I was like, okay, I need help finding certain things. But this is from September 3rd, 2025. And I want to put this out here and remind people again. I'm going to make it into a 3-minute short. So this is a reminder for everybody because this needs to be front and center. She did exactly what I thought she was going to do. She's having her people drop her give, send, go again. And I want to put this out here. Okay, I'm just going to go with, let's say she paid $8,000. We'll talk about the receipts tomorrow. Let's say she did pay $8,000. Okay, let's take her at her word. Again, I didn't donate, so I really don't give a fuck, and I'm not demanding receipts. I'm just being logical. She says that she didn't pay $8,000 for just C&Ds. We're talking about Brittany, if you need to know. Okay, so first of all, there's some questionable things here, there, everywhere. She has been telling them that she did not pay $8,000 for C&Ds. There's a process. Then tonight, after the last 2-3 nights, she's been telling us nothing to see here. It's all a lie. It's smoke and mirrors. This isn't really going on. But tonight, one of the things she slid in was that she will need more money because of what Granny filed. Okay, first of all, you're not paying $8,000 for C&Ds. There's a process. So in that process, there should be allowance for rebuttal, because if you sent C&Ds, you're basically prepared to follow through. So there should be money already available to respond to anything. Oh, wait, is it because your North Carolina attorney can't handle it? But then I go back to, you have a pro bono attorney in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of questions here that I have that none of it's quite landing, but I want to remind people of this part right here. If you're thinking about donating, again, do as you wish. You're adults. Throw her all the money in the world. I frankly don't give a fuck. I really don't. You want to toss money at her? Okay, do you. But don't let this slip by you.
Your husband is flirting so bad on TikTok, sticking out his tongue and wiggling it for the girls, telling them to be quiet and stuff, winking and flexing for them. He's going to gift them back. Oh, you told him you're going to gift them back?
I ain't going to gift nobody back. I said,
whatever they gave me, I was going to give the money back.
I was giving it to...
Now, this has some weird audio because it's from TikTok.
People with special...
And they were double streaming.
needs and things like that.
Well, I don't care. Let him do what he wants to do. Darn. Go over there and talk to him. I don't give a fuck. So go ahead. Go talk to him. Go talk to him. Leave me alone. Go ahead. Go flood his chat. Don't bother me. Motherfuckers, I'm serious. I'm over it. Go have a ball. Which y'all wanted, right? Go ahead. Go ahead and have it. But have fun. People remember this shit tomorrow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm gonna get off here, y'all.
So she was on YouTube. He was on TikTok. This next part is what you really need to pay attention to, though. And BJ, the excuses of Craig gets drunk and says, no, ma'am. No. I'm sorry. That's not flying anymore. Craig has made a ton of different threats night after night. And he's a character on your show. I've got that clip too.
Nice. I'm about to go. Can you turn that off so I can get out of here? And then you can have it. And I'm leaving.
Just play around.
You can have all of it. I don't want
Can't play around. Can't play.
So this one ends. He comes back.
Did you tell him everything's good?
That's what I'm trying to tell him right now.
I tell him, like, stop tripping.
He got shit on me.
Or at least, but you're telling him, like, let him know you're not dangerous. They're tripping.
He got shit on me.
He's lying. He's telling him. I did tell him I did.
He got shit on me.
But I know you need to let him know you're not doing nothing, right? Like,
yeah, I ain't doing nothing. You like that in the way I pulled out?
Well, they're saying our kids are in danger. Like,
this is after he pulled the gun because his feelings were hurt.
Because I showed one of the kids' toys. I showed Mercury.
Bro, it's just not even. It's not even serious.
It's not even serious.
What y'all are doing to us is more serious, way more serious than this.
That lawsuit's gonna be serious.
Come on, don't.
That lawsuit's going to be serious. So that $8,000 that you already raised from your subs is paying for a process, right? You will not be clear. You will not tell anybody what you're actually doing because you're playing this little game here, but you're verbally stating that you didn't just pay $8,000 for 4 C&Ds. Again, she's saying she paid for 4, that there's a process here. Okay, well, your man's telling you flat out, and it doesn't just happen once. Here we go.
Just
by the end of this week.
By the end of the week. So again, 9/3 was the date. The C&Ds are dated for the 10th.
By the end of this week, you will get a lawsuit.
You will get a lawsuit, starting with C&Ds.
That's what they're talking anyway. You like my Nerf gun? You got shit on me. You too dumb. You ain't smart enough. Go ahead.
You know who's dumb? You.
I got plenty
Your woman.
of money to take you to lawsuit.
I got plenty of money to take you to a lawsuit.
You have another lawsuit on top of what you already got.
You're going to have another lawsuit on top of what you already got.
You ain't got a lawyer ready for the lawsuit coming for you.
You don't have a lawyer ready for the lawsuit coming for you.
I'll get you another one. Go ahead. And then when you lose, you got to pay for it all.
And when you lose, you're going to have to pay for it all.
And then I'm going to get you for everything you took me for. Go ahead. I got plenty of money.
He's got plenty of money. So why is your woman on here begging for money to respond to the legal process that she raised money to initiate? See, the thing she gets caught up on in comparing anything with Queen and Granny is they didn't initiate these lawsuits. They have defense funds, and we've been able to follow along with everything in the court document. Now, BJ fucked up tonight and said that, how did Queen end up paying all this money? It only cost Betty like a third of that. Betty was pro se. Betty didn't have attorney representation. She went pro se. So how did Betty's even cost a third? She did it on her own. Another lie you got caught up in. But stop trying to compare yourself to Queen or Granny or use anything that's going on with them. They were not the initiators of this litigation. It will never be the same.
You have another lawsuit. You like Nerf? You like my Nerf gun? You like my little Nerf gun? My child head? Huh? You like that Nerf gun? Put it on. You ain't got shit on me. You lost the last one. You gonna lose this one. Don't give up. The lawsuit's coming.
That lawsuit's coming.
If you put anything on me that you think it's stick, I got more money than you.
He's got more money than you. So again, I ask, why is your woman on here asking for money? Because I guarantee if Kyle was in the background of, he's a part of me, you can't separate yourself now and just, oh, he's drunk. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Sorry, no. He's repeatedly said this over and over and over again.
I got more money than you, and you can't go to the court. She's already got a lawsuit on you.
She already has a lawsuit on you. Now, at this time, the C&Ds weren't even drawn up. That didn't happen until a week after this.
You ain't gonna stick to lawsuits.
You're not going to stick to lawsuits.
You ain't got enough money. When your channel shuts down, how you gonna afford to go to any lawsuits after that?
When your channel shuts down, how are you going to afford any lawsuits after that? See, that's the intent, is to try and take somebody's channel, in my opinion, and then try to hit them with some sort of frivolous litigation.
You ain't gonna be able to afford one lawsuit, much less two. You like my Nerf gun? You like my Nerf gun? Huh? You like that Nerf gun? I got some big Nerf guns right here too. That was Brittany's still Nerf gun. I got some big Nerf guns. I got some big Nerf guns. Yeah. Super suckers. You know Super Sucker? You know that? Super Sucker? Yeah, go ahead. It ain't gonna stick. Lawyers is cheap. Lawyers is cheap.
What did you just say right there, little man?
You know Super Sucker? You know that? Super Sucker? Yeah, go ahead. It ain't gonna stick. Lawyers is cheap.
Lawyers are cheap.
Lawyers is cheap.
Lawyers is cheap. So why is your woman on here whining and crying and saying it wasn't real when Granny's attorney responded? She initiated something. Language of Horses, that is Brittany J's other half. That's who that is. But what I find really funny is this. The first time you showed receipts.
Miss Gloria has been a member for 12 months. Leave Brittany alone, haters. It's my attorney.
Leave Brittany
My
alone.
attorney. And I'll be 100% transparent because I have no problem doing so. My limit, I couldn't do the full 4,000 in one transaction. So I asked my attorney if he would invoice me increments, 2,000 increments of 2,000.
My, how stories change.
So,
And again, like I said in the beginning of this, don't get it twisted. I'm not donating. I don't need to know where it's going. All that will come out in the wash because, again, you're doing a process, right? It's not just C&Ds. So sooner or later, you'll become transparent with the people that are donating, like your subs. You have a spreadsheet of who's actually donating to prove that your mods aren't the ones that are footing the entire bill when it was your own mod that said that they had paid 90% of it. And why aren't you showing receipts instead of invoices? Or why are you showing invoices instead of receipts? Maybe that's what I should ask you. Why are we seeing the invoices and not the receipts?
So the first invoice, this is where I paid it. The invoice, the issue date was July the 23rd, 2025. And you can see quantity 1, retainer, price $2,000, amount $2,000, invoice details. And of course, it's got my name and all that. And it's saying the invoice is for 2. And then the payment was made for 2. It says, Brittany, I will send you 2 invoices as per your request. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
And then it has my attorney's name. So there's the invoice.
So let's just go on if this $8,000 was paid. So $2,000 per C&D. But what comes with that $2,000? So you get a C&D and then you expect me to think that that man was going to represent you for 4 different lawsuits? Because you claim, again, 4 C&Ds. So $2,000 a piece, right? What's next in the process? Because you're asking for more now since Granny responded. But that's what you should have been prepared for.
There's the payment. These are the receipts. So then let me stop sharing that. Y'all seen that? That's the first one. And then here's the second invoice.
When we actually compare them tomorrow, there's a lot of little things that are just interesting. But her stories are the ones that I really don't care. I really don't. But why are you doing this to yourself?
I paid. And that was the first of 2. And then second retainer invoice.
And why was it July 12th that the payment was processing? And we don't even have an invoice until the 23rd? Your words on July, what was it, the 9th through the 12th that you said a whole lot?
Right. As per your request, I look forward to assisting you.
She asked her mods to drop the Give, Sign, Go again because she's going to need more now that Granny filed what she did. You initiated litigation. You sent them a C&D. They're going to respond. Did you just think they were going to say, yep, okay? You're in litigation with Granny. Her attorney, of course, is going to respond. Hello. Like, I don't even know what she expected here. But she keeps telling her subs, I didn't pay for just C&Ds. There's a process. Okay, why do you need more money then? Where's the other part of the process? Because, yeah, I mean,
thanks. And
you
of
guys get
course,
what I'm saying.
for my safety and well-being, I absolutely had
not a receipt
to redact my attorney's name, but my attorney's name and information is up here.
Okay.
Second retainer invoice, as per request. I look forward to assisting you, customer. Retainer, quantity 1, price $2,000. Right? You see it,
Okay.
total paid $2,000, payment. And it says, as per your request, I look forward to assisting you. Thank you. And these are from my attorney.
Okay, great.
So, I mean, I don't. And yes, both transactions were made on 2 separate days.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do. Look at that, Paige Turner. 3 different screen sniping episodes of content, and one loses channel for 6 days, is my understanding of TOS. What about the fact that she does it every night, every single night, every single night? You're very welcome. Now,
Yeah, again, you guys, I don't really care about the receipts. I really don't. I mean, invoices, because that's what we're seeing. I care about the story she's telling around it. I don't think we'll ever get a transparent number because she was also collecting off of Give, Send, Go for days before that was even dropped. I'm not donating, so I don't give a shit. I'm just asking questions about her story for the most part. There's a lot of things that we could sit, and we will. We'll compare them. We'll put them, these 2 streams side by side tomorrow.
now I gave Dixie, because they put
agree
my
with you guys.
information on Kiwi Farms, Dixie. They're calling social services.
I want to remind you of what's being said here. That's why I'm trying to direct you and remember what was being said.
They called CPS. These people are out of their mind. Buzzy just said it last night that Clue's not going to stop. She said Clue was going to see this to the end. What does that mean? See what to the end? What is your end goal, Clue? What are you going to see to the end? Huh? So
Interestingly, the date on this is August 10th.
I'm going to do is protect myself and my family and make this stop.
You've been saying that for a month at this point.
Oh, Benny Ray, go away. Honey, I have every document I need. I dare you to try to get me in trouble for some fraud, because I promise you this. I've got the conversation between me and my attorney. I'm
a seahorse because I guess she realized today that she can't push that anymore, that it's all smoke and mirrors and nothing's happening. She put her mods' names in the C&D and continues to say, leave them alone. They didn't do anything. You guys put them in a C&D. They have to be responded to. Like, that's part of the process you initiated. You said you sent a courtesy, right? You sent a courtesy warning that if you don't stop, we're going to continue. You are in litigation with her currently in an appeals process. She has legal representation. They're, of course, going to respond and say, what are you doing? We have litigation already going on. And this is just how they're choosing to go about that. But of course you were going to get initiated a response. That's what you wanted. Why are you trying to get people to look away from what you wanted to do?
Attorney who will vouch that I paid him $4,000. I've got the invoices unredacted. Go right ahead. I'm solid. I got a solid foundation where I'm at, honey. Nope. And I'm sorry for what you and your family have been going through. You have my support. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Give me a second.
It's all so fucking... Yeah, the deadlines. They gave a response.
My email is, it comes from DK. Okay, I'll look for it, Diana.
Nobody, to my understanding, said, oh yeah, let me just offer you a chunk of money. Like, nope, that didn't happen. They had time frames where they needed to respond by. And okay, then she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean respond by? What do you mean dates? You gave them a date to respond by. Again, you're telling people it's a process, but then when the process is taking place, you're like, it's not real. It's smoke and mirrors. What are you doing?
I'll look for it. Hey, Ebony, did I say?
Oh, yeah.
And Otto, you can fat shame.
Fly on the wall. This is why tomorrow we're going to lay these, or fly on your wall. Sorry. That's why we're going to lay these side by side. Tonight's and this one here. Just so you guys can hear the difference in the story. I'm not paying for it. I genuinely don't give a shit. I hope they give her thousands of dollars for all I care. She's in litigation already. Like, she doesn't even understand what she's doing here.
Me all you want. That's okay. Talk about how fat my arms are. Go right ahead. I don't care. You know how many girls are heavy set on this platform that you are down, that you are body shaming when you do that? Go ahead.
Shut up.
Shame me. You're not going to make me hate myself. I love me. I have confidence in myself. If I didn't, honey.
But one of the first things you do to any other female when they review you or push back on anything is go right after their looks, and you wonder why people crack jokes on you. That's one of your first things. I look like a dude. Lady La Dude. That was your first fucking try to dig at me. You are so in over your head. It's unfucking real. It is seriously like arguing with a 12-year-old at this point. And I'm not arguing with you. You're arguing with yourself. And just keep digging and digging and digging. Don't look over here. Look over there.
I wouldn't be on panel right now with no makeup on. Tiffany, that is very kind of you to say. I know, but appreciate you.
It's
Wait a minute, what did
wild.
Tiffany say? Okay, babe. That's cool. Roll them out. Oh, yes. I do appreciate that, Tiffany. I really do. More than you know, because it's been...
And the thing is you can't deny that he's a part of her show at this point. I have the same responsibility with Kyle. If Kyle was to say certain things and threaten other people, I would have responsibility in that. He is a character on her show, just like when Kyle appears, he's a character. Whether it's nightly or sporadically, it doesn't matter. He's a character on her show. She allows him to speak. He cannot continue to threaten other people right beside her and not be pulled into this. No matter how many times she says, I've never said channels are getting taken down. It doesn't matter. Your other man, your other half, has been saying over and over that very thing.
Rough ride. It's been a very rough ride.
And he is telling everybody flat out, he has got loads of money and lawyers are cheap. And it's not just once. It is numerous times. And I have a feeling somebody's going to probably go back and clip a bunch of the times and put them back to back of him saying that.
Where did you get those fake receipts? Megamind, you poor little soul. Oh my God. Now they're fake. The receipts are fake, you guys. Oh my God. Jeez. God bless you and your family. Thank you, Tiffany. I can't even believe that. I guess I shouldn't be surprised they're saying it. You hear that, Kelsey? You hear that, Shady? Now they're fake. The receipts aren't real, you guys. Not the purchase, but there's 2 invoices so far that I paid. Each invoice is for $2,000 each. Now, mind you, let me show you. My Gives and Go, we've only collected $2,500. Okay.
Again, this was August 10th. Sorry if I was muted.
Okay. So this that I've somehow taken my attorney's money and I've freaking blown it up, that I went and blowed it on watches and shit. I've paid more to more to my attorney than my Gives and Go is even worth. So here is one transaction that we made on July the 23rd, 2025 for the total of $2,000. You see, there's my name, there's my email, invoice details, $2,000, payment made, $2,000, retainer. You see that? Now, for obvious reasons, I have blotted my attorney's name and information out.
I mean, it's so stupid. All of this is so stupid. She relies so heavily on other people too. We'll look at it tomorrow. Sorry, I don't have it in me to break it all down and talk about it. But this is just retainer on a flat fee. Again, he supposedly was a flat fee attorney. There's just so many things that it's like, why are you doing this? Why? What's the fucking purpose of all this? Because you lost in Pennsylvania? What is it? Like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's so fucking weird because you tell everybody, believe half of what they see and none of what they hear, and then you feed them some bullshit stream like you did tonight. It's fucking wild. And again, don't let this slip anyone's mind. This is from 9.
Did you tell him everything?
Date on this is 9/3.
Good.
That's what I'm trying to tell him right now.
I tell him, like, stop tripping.
He got shit on me.
All right, but you're telling him, like, let him know you're not dangerous.
Yeah.
You're tripping.
He got shit on me.
He's lying. He's telling him. I did tell him it.
He got shit on me.
But I know you need to let him know you're not doing nothing, right? Like,
yeah, I ain't doing nothing. You like that little toy I pulled out?
well, they're saying our kids are in danger. Like,
What? Because I showed one of the kids' toys. I showed Narco.
bro, it's just not even. That it's not even serious.
It's not even serious.
That what y'all are doing to us is more serious, way more serious than this.
Yeah, there's a
That
lot.
lawsuit's gonna be serious.
Come on, don't. Just
I think, oh, Marina girl, I think she actually does need more money. I truly believe because, again, $2,000 is not going to cover the C&D and even responding to what Granny has. I think she does need more money. I don't know if this guy can even represent her to respond to Granny. I don't know what she's going to do. I think she really thought she was going to be successful in the C&D and taking people's channels and a back door. I really do. And now that that is not happening and somebody has responded because they're already in litigation, like it's the dumbest thing I can't even understand why the attorney would advise that. Like it doesn't make sense to me. And like this does not make sense, you guys. Truly. But I think she does need more money. So I think she tried to deflect from it and be like, nope, it's not real. But then she went, holy shit, wait a second. What am I going to do? Well, Craig's got all sorts of money. Here he is telling us that. Just ask Craig.
By the end of this week, you can get a lawsuit. That's what they're talking anyway.
And like I said, I'm not here to pick apart the financial aspect of it. I genuinely don't care. I understand what everybody's pointing out, but I truly don't care. Besides for what it's doing to Granny and potentially like looming over Queen and Clue, because who fucking knows what they're going to try to do. We still don't know what they are fully up to. But beyond caring about what happens to them, I hope they give her all sorts of money and she continues to be stupid. She is already in litigation and it is an appeal, but I believe firmly that the law will stand and the judge's ruling will stand. And therefore, that will be over and they will have to pay the attorney's fees and the court costs and whatever else the attorney or the judge decides. So give her, that's what I'm saying. Like they're already here. And as long as the other channels don't go down, I stand right behind Granny because the truth stands.
You let my nerve go? You got shit on me. You too dumb. You ain't smart enough. Go ahead. I got plenty of money to take your lawsuit. You got another lawsuit on top of what you already got.
Part of me thinks they thought they were going to be successful in these backdoor areas of taking people's channels. I really believe that she thought there was some sort of back way. Somebody has her convinced, or they thought, or they've been successful before, or whatever the case may be. And she thought that that was going to happen. I really believe that she thought this was somehow going to save her from the outcome in Pennsylvania too. I don't know. I can't really understand what she's thinking at this point.
You ain't got a lawyer ready for the lawsuit coming for you. I'll get you another one. Go ahead. And then when you lose, you're going to have to pay for it all. And then I'm going to get you for everything you took me for. Go ahead.
That's the thing I don't understand either. She keeps acting as if people cannot follow these things in the court system. That's what's really confusing to me. She claims she does true crime, and then to even imply that this wasn't real or this is just a part of law, whether we understand it, agree with it, anything, this is just what attorneys do. They file things. They represent their clients. Like, you don't have to understand it to just know that the basics of Granny's attorney responded appropriately because he represents his client. And she's trying to muddy the water so bad between Granny having legal representation and two different spots at the same time. She's really trying to muddy the water with that. Well, she completely understands that Granny is defending herself against Tony. Completely, but she doesn't want to. She knows.
I got plenty of money. You have another lawsuit. Do you like Nerf? You like my Nerf
Yeah,
gun?
that was weird.
You like my little Nerf gun? My child head?
Yep.
Huh? You like that Nerf gun? Put it on. You ain't got shit on it. You lost the last one. You gonna lose this one. You ain't give up. The lawsuit coming.
And no matter how many times she comes out here and like throws that he was drunk, he was drinking, he was under the influence, it doesn't matter. These are his words that he repeated. It becomes a pattern that you allow openly on your channel. And you've even said things like, you continue to say there's a constitution. We're not really sure which part of the constitution. You just say constitution. So I'm going with something about freedom of speech. But again, you are, never mind, I'm not. The things you demand, but then you yourself are like, nope, nothing to see here.
If you put anything on me that you think can stick, I got more money than you. I got more money than you, and you can't go to the court.
I'm not really sure what he believes. I honestly can say I do not know what the fucker knows about Pennsylvania. I have no idea if he knows. He says he knows a little bit, but we have no idea what this. Do you really think he sits around and reads the court papers? I guarantee he hasn't even looked at them. I highly doubt it. He's too busy on TikTok and X, and like, I don't think he gives a fuck what she does most of the time. It's a relationship out of necessity almost to me. And I hate saying that, but they're so oddly disconnected.
I got a lawsuit on you. You ain't gonna stick to lawsuits. You ain't got enough money. When your channel shuts down, how you gonna afford to go to any lawsuit after that? You ain't gonna be able to afford one lawsuit, much less two.
Yeah. Odd, huh?
You like my Nerf gun? Do you like my Nerf gun?
I think she was standing back behind here, like trying to get him to shut up a few times, but she could have interrupted him.
Huh? You like that Nerf gun? I got some big Nerf guns right here too.
He wanted him to say this.
That was Britney's still Nerf gun. I got some big Nerf guns. I got some big Nerf guns.
He's got money. He's got lots of money.
Yeah. Super suckers. You know super sucker? You know that? Super sucker? Yeah, go ahead. It ain't gonna stick. Lawyers is cheap.
Lawyers is cheap.
Lawyers is cheap.
I mean, just remember that. Just remember that. We'll go do them tomorrow side by side, the one from tonight and that one, just to see the stories from the receipts and just point out like her story. That's what's crazy to me. It's like, what's the purpose of this? I'm genuinely confused, and I'm genuinely confused of who is advising her that these are good ideas. At this point, the people around her, they suck. Truly. From an outsider's perspective, what shitty ass friends. What shitty ass family members. What a shit ass support system. Granted, you're doing it, but they aren't even caring enough to say, or any of them, like, you get rid of them as soon as they express any concern, valid concern. You have officially got rid of like everybody that gave a fuck, and now it's the weirdest shit. They're like walking you. I don't know. Crazy. Shady Lane. Oh, okay. Invoices online. Queen Bee showed all her invoices from lawsuit attorney. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what Brittany's doing in this showing of receipts thing that she's trying to do with her. Comparing what's going on to Granny and Queen is so weird. Like, she's in litigation with Granny right now. It's the weirdest thing to me ever. Why she's even trying to compare herself to what is happening. There's multiple suits that Granny is involved in, and she's trying to mix them together and then compare. Like, she's trying to initiate shit. and telling her subs, I didn't just pay $8K for C&Ds. That's not what happened. There's a process. But now that the process gets started, she says, it's smoke and mirrors. Nothing to see here. And then now tonight, she comes out showing invoices and then saying, again, it's not just $8,000 for C&Ds. There's a process. But then asks for more money for the process that she initiated. And it was a flat fee, right? What the fuck? It's just so weird. I agree with that, Northern Light. ASU mom, it's just crazy. If you think about it, though, it's really like, who the fuck? I'm sorry, but these are shit ass people to be. If they're sitting by saying she's in litigation. She doesn't have enough to stand up. I mean, that's my opinion. She does not have. Look at the anti-slap. I mean, for goodness sakes. And then she thought this was going to work. And 4 people, like she boldly continues to say, like, oh yeah, 4 people. Not just 3, 4. Okay. That makes it worse. Not combining them makes it worse. On your part. And thinking you had, after what you have done to them. Like what? The shit that she has said or allowed to be said or taken part in that has happened to them in the public space on her channel, like it is not a good thing. But there we be. Here we are. Queen Bee, I think she kind of thought she was helping out her friend Betty, her green team member. Well, I think she thought she was helping Tony out too, truly. Is she okay?
Yeah.
Bella got a cactus prong in her foot before I came live. Those dirty bastards. One of them flew off. Thankfully, it doesn't happen very often. Okay, I'm going to show you guys these Milwaukee things right quick so you guys can laugh for my tool people, and then I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, she's okay. It was a big one. Like, they're big and thick. So I felt really bad. It's chilly out. Yeah. It's actually cold tonight. I put a jacket on. It hasn't been chilly here since like March. It's so weird to have a jacket on. All right. Let me show you guys this. Here we go. This is Kyle. Oh, hello. This is from TikTok. So this is what I woke up to today. He said, hey, send this to Clue for Cletus. I said, okay.
Introducing the Milwaukee M18 Fuel Power Flush Toilet. Powered by the same red lithium batteries you run your tools on, it delivers job site ready performance anywhere. With over 50 flushes on a single charge. Introducing the
He didn't even understand the lore of Clue and Cletus's toilet. I just said, I so sounded North Dakota right there. Toilet. I always try to correct it before it comes out. That is how my mom and grandma said it my entire life, and it's such a no-dag thing. Kyle doesn't even know the lore with their situation, so I had to explain it to him today, and he was like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, their toilet is like famous. And he goes, oh my God, no way.
Milwaukee M18.
You don't know. One night Fit and Curvy asked a question and we got into a conversation about tool brands, and Milwaukee became a thing. And then Cletus had bought some Milwaukee tools, so we get into random discussions about it. But watch some of this shit. Oh wait, right here. I sent these two to him. Oh, is it gonna? Come on.
The new Milwaukee M18 butt warmer brings the heat and
The M12 Power Core Dispenser, Milwaukee's first battery-powered toilet paper solution. AutoFeed delivers sheet after sheet with one-handed control, powered by the same M12 red lithium battery. The M12
I was laughing so hard because he had no idea at all the lore of their bathroom. And that people have pictures of their bathroom all over. He was like, wait, what? They made it? Yeah, I was like, yeah, it became a thing. He really questions people's sanity on here at times.
The first hamster-powered shop vac from Milwaukee.
So all day today, I've seen these ads.
Inside, a precision wheel converts your little runner's cardio into over 100 watts of suction. Snap in the hose and clear the mess with up to 45 feet. The first.
I was dying because he was so proud of himself.
The M12.
the new Milwaukee M18
He had himself convinced that these are actually all very useful products.
butt warmer brings the heat in seconds, 3 settings, up to 8 hours of runtime.
Oh my God, you got to show the hubby. This is such a good laugh. But the sad thing is, like I said, Kyle found uses for these. He's like, actually, that's not a bad. I was like, fuck.
Powered by any M18 red lithium battery. Stay warm, stay working. The new Milwaukee M18.
Yeah.
Introducing the first marker powered by an M18 battery. 10 times longer lines, no fade on dust, and up to 8 hours of continuous marking. The
duct tape.
M18 power marker from Milwaukee. Introducing the first.
I swear to God. If it would have been black electrical tape, it would have been better.
Milwaukee introduces.
My brother had black electrical tape. He always built things and like engineered and like Legos and all that type of shit. And then he always had black electrical tape. It fixed everything when I was growing up.
The Ultra Porta Potty, built tough with a burrito-proof seal and Chipotle certification. It locks down the aftermath like no other. Compatible with the M18 battery system. Milwaukee introduces.
Yeah, there's a porta potty. See why he found some of this very useful? He was like, you got to go on the job site sometimes, and sometimes they don't have plumbing. Okay, all right.
Built from the job site up, the new Milwaukee M18 beer drone keeps your crew fueled without leaving the line. Powered
He said this one wouldn't be beer for him. It would be Monster, but very useful.
by our red lithium battery, it delivers ice cold pours straight to the mug. Built from the
Meet the new Milwaukee M18 Zin Launcher. Powered by red lithium, this handheld.
This was really exciting to him. He found many purposes that this gun could be used for.
Cannon sends any Zin pouch container up to 150 feet across the job site. Fast load, all sizes, all day range. Meet the new Milwaukee M18 Zin Launcher.
When the day leaves you covered in more than dust, stay on site and get clean fast with the Milwaukee Bucket Bidet. 5-gallon.
A bucket bidet. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Like, how can you say that that isn't useful? What?
Capacity stainless hose and M18 power deliver up to 60 cleanings on a single charge. Rugged, portable, and when the day leaves you covered in more than.
What? A bidet. Yep.
And dust, stay on site.
Pure power. Meet the first Monster energy drink running on an M18 battery. 4 bars of juice that hits harder than Monday morning. Runs all day, fuels
He said this guy's name's Kyle.
all night. Chaos ready. Milwaukee. Pure power.
They come up with anything. That's the one thing, is some of these accounts over here are fucking hysterical.
Introducing the Milwaukee M8.
They do so many ads and shit with AI now. Oh my God. He finds some of the funniest shit. We sit and fucking crack up at whole entire accounts. Like, we'll get stuck scrolling through some of the different ads. We just die laughing. Babe, what's one of the other accounts that has all the good like voiceovers and shit? Oh God, he's got a million of them that he watches. That one guy that does the impersonations. I gotta find that guy for them. The one that does all of the different politicians back and forth. The guy does like whole conversations of politicians, and it's all different angles, but he puts like wigs and different suits on for each character and goes back and forth. It's fucking pure talent, truly. Everyone has a different voice. Like he's impressive. And he's funny as shit. Because he just all over mocks all of them. Some of these accounts over there are great though. Oh my gosh, if Kyle was a kid again and could have a themed bedroom, it would be Milwaukee. If he says that all the time. If I would have known. If it's not motorbike stuff, it's Milwaukee tools. We watch a lot of videos on tools. The man has a shit ton of tools. But he uses them. He has use, like everything in the garage, there's been a use for or a need for. Or so he says. But then there's a lot of stuff in packages and I'm like, everything had a use. Why is it still packaged? And you've had it for 15 years. Well, it might come in handy down the road. You never know. And there's no use in purchasing something else. When we moved, the U-Haul truck was so heavy because of his tools. Right, NorCal. Oh my gosh, NorCal. Betty's, oh my God. Again, I feel like I'm starting to have to apologize to the old school conservatives because she masks herself as a conservative. And it's like people haven't been wanting to hear me say like this is the face of like that. This is what she's doing and people like her are doing. And they're freaking rabid. Betty's rabid. And I'm not saying she's an infectious disease. I'm saying her personality. Just to be clear. Holy shit, she is on it lately. People, this is why people get so mad when I'm like, I was conservative. I used to not be embarrassed to say that. And then I became independent because I was just like, yeah, this is fucking crazy. But people like Betty cause a lot of us to be like, yeah, no, you don't rep us. Not at all. But then I realized I'm a lot more moderate, progressive in this time frame anyways, which is fine. But I look back at my friends that are like old school conservatives and I'm like, I feel bad that some of them didn't realize that the Bettys are like taking over the face, the Laura Loomers, the Nancy Maces.
Greg Johnstone, I sent you it.
Oh, he sent it to me. I'll pull it up.
You show them the Mormon video?
Right, Duchess.
Mormon parents?
Oh my gosh, that's good too. Hold on. Did you hear him? He's all like excited. He's like, did you show him? Did you show him?
I'm back. Tell me this year's gotten better. TikTok's been saved by right-wing America.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm back. Tell me this year's gotten better. TikTok's been saved by right-wing American buyers. I guess I'll be needing this. Time to lean into conservative content. No, it stands for Make Algorithms Great Again. China launched a campaign to get killjoys off the internet. There goes our whole career. Albania have the world's first AI minister.
Are you guys hearing it on your side? Yeah, years ago, the last, what, 12 years totally changed everything. And I just became really aware. But then I look back and I'm like, holy shit, I was really unaware. But I opted to be. Like, I opted to be unaware.
At least it can't f any kids.
I'm glad you guys understand what I'm saying.
UFO was shot with a Hellfire missile and it just bounced off. That's what we're missing, indestructible aliens. Russia keep flying over NATO airspace.
I was doing that little weird TikTok thing, so I was like,
during Article 4. All these teasers, are we going to get World War III before GTA 6? Trump got stuck on an escalator, and MAGA want to bomb the country responsible. This generation's Franz Ferdinand will be an escalator? Rihanna and ASAP Rocky had their third baby, assuming it was premature. Ricky Hatton died. I bet there's...
This one's not funny. Hold on. Let me find one of the other ones. There's one. I'm like, wait, this isn't the funny one. Gosh, which one is it? Oh, here. I think it's this one. Hold on. Let's see if I can get him to play. Sorry, that one's not funny.
Ni hao, TikTok is finally saved. Did you just say...
Okay. I think I got one.
Nothing bad can happen.
Yep, here we go.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. What in the cognitive decline? No, this is early. My wife says I'm a sexual matador. You sure she didn't say predator? Well,
I'm embarrassed to say I did, Jim. I'm embarrassed to say that it took me that long, but it took me that many years to be even willing to kind of explore my own political or religious beliefs after like coming out of that environment. I finally became interested because before it was always just, that's what I was a part of. What I grew up in, like it was so normal. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody.
100 detainees are missing from...
Okay, let me restart.
Nothing
that.
bad can happen. It can
Sorry.
only good happen. What in the cognitive decline? No, this is early. My wife says I'm a sexual matador. You sure she didn't say predator? 1,200 detainees are missing from Alligator Alcatraz. Do you even care? I do. It's news like that that gives me an erection. I'm gonna vomit everywhere. An ice facility was just shot at with 1 dead and 2...
Look at all the different people he plays. I can't stand these guys. Everybody knows that, but I've showed you why. Stephen Miller, JD Vance, like I've showed you why I had problems with things they said.
Wounded. I'm sure you feel terrible for their families. Democrats are going to hell. I guess not. Sir, can we talk about your speech to the UN? Every other country is going to hell. He would know. He's from here. Climate change is the biggest hoax of all time. Bigger than the Russia or the Epstein hoax. Almost. And who stopped the escalator?
Expose them all. You guys, expose them all. Every one of them. And who was it, Rubio or Cruz?
Was getting on. Well, that was just automatic because your videographer nuked the country that did it. What? This is a dang
Cruz.
UN conspiracy and we should bomb them. You want to bomb the United Nations? Let's get them, boys. This generation's Franz Ferdinand.
There's Larry.
And it's an escalator. I've dissolved the military advisory committee for women. Why?
Oh my God, that was so embarrassing.
You a thing. It's a feminist agenda that hurts combat readiness. You said you don't want women in combat. ABC should let Jimmy Kimmel rock. By the look of your hands, you're doing that already. Thanks to me, there are no Americans that go hungry. No, you just canceled the survey to see who struggles to get enough food. And pregnant women taking Tylenol causes autism. No, it doesn't. It does because I said so. How much time?
He's playing every one of these guys. Like, that's a lot of different switches and voices.
Tylenol did your mom take? I don't have autism. No, you're just insane in the worm brain. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good.
I mean, truly, if you just think of it from the perspective of how much work that is back and forth between all of those characters, it's fucking wild to get that one little 1 minute and 24-second video. The outfit changes, the voice changes, like just from an editing process. It's fucking crazy. But then you take it into that's what these people have been talking about. Hegseth did a pep rally for our extremely decorated military generals and admirals. It's embarrassing. And people get offended when I say, like, no, we should all be embarrassed by this. That's why I'm like, it's not personal. I don't think we should have ever liked politicians. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to push back and want more from them. But now people wear them on t-shirts and shit. It's fucking weird. And you have the Bettys. Betty, like, oh my God, this political channel, you guys, I am actually here for. I'll be honest. I am here for it. She is going to, oh shit. Shelby Lynn, wait, I jumped off YouTube this evening for the evening. Is BJ asking? Yes. She said she would need it. Sorry, Shelby Lynn, that was probably way earlier. Are you nuts? Thank you for being a member. My comments stopped.
Yeah, so am I.
Yours did too?
Yeah.
Am I still on here?
Yeah.
Everybody fall asleep? Or everybody just like, yeah. Normally they would say something. Jim would have by now.
Jim was the last one to comment. Oh, there we go.
Your guys' did too? Oh, everybody just stopped commenting. That's all that happened. You guys just all stopped commenting at once. Nobody had anything to say. NorCal, there was a lot of things that I heard from both perspectives. Like, but again, our military is nonpartisan, right? So that's something that people get really caught up in. These guys were giving speeches to our most dedicated. They're nonpartisan. Like the military is not. People didn't even realize, and I didn't know this until recently, that we have decorated military men and women that are being pulled in for investigations right now. Like they're doing TikToks themselves and explaining what's happening, and they're being pulled in for investigations and being investigated for all sorts of, I don't remember exactly, the two different ones I saw had two different laws, but because it's all to do with, they have made commentary or statements about Israel. They're being pulled in and questioned and put under investigation because they have made public statements against Israel, and not not even extreme. We're talking comments such as, we need to start funding less. The military is nonpartisan and apolitical, but they're dedicated to the United States, not other countries. It's weird. And then you have this pep rally, like our military members who are conservative are coming out and talking about some of the shit that they're experiencing because they do not support continuing to fund Israel. And that's an okay stance, like should be an okay stance for them to have, right? They don't have an oath to Israel. And this, you can fact check me on this. There's TikToks with different military members talking out about it. So it was just really weird. Like so many of the things I talk about, like the FBI, Patel and Bongino are non-political party. Like they're nonpartisan too. They are the director of the FBI and the deputy director, but they are. And that's why people don't understand. Like there's a problem here. Like in all of these, you don't have to be one versus the other side. It is what is happening right in front of our faces. It's insanity versus humanity at this point. It's not liberal versus Republican. And Betty and people like them continue to say like, oh, they want us gone. And I'm like, who, where, what? Nobody. And the shit that's going on, the fear mongering that they're doing is crazy too. I don't know. There's just a lot happening. And until you start seeing all of it and you're like, wait a second, the shit that was said to the generals and the admirals, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Does everybody in here, if you're interested, I'll play that. Some of you guys are like not into the political part of it, and I don't care at all. Like, please don't feel that you offend me by not wanting to hear about it. I've been there. But please do not be offended that I enjoy talking about this and like educating ourselves together, because it's fucking shocking when you start looking at some of this shit. and the connections and the different shit. Like, it is wild to me. Give me a second. Let me see. Did you guys see the speech to the Navy? Okay.
Now.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. As we continue to look at Tuesday's unprecedented gathering of 800 U.S. generals and admirals.
They spent millions on this. Last minute gathering, pulled all the admirals and generals. Like, this cost the government millions of dollars to do. So weird. So fucking strange.
Were flown into the United States from around the world and gathered at Marine Corps Base.
Not just bases in the U.S., like, they flew them in from everywhere.
Base Quantico, Virginia. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth called the meeting and ordered generals and admirals to gather together.
Some of my personal friends are going to know why I'm, like, especially interested in this.
For what many have likened to a MAGA campaign rally. President Trump addressed the generals for over 70 minutes, but Hegseth spoke first.
Well, some of you guys will know too, we have friends that are still in, that serve. One's in school going to be a doctor through military school. Like, they've been in for what, over 20 years, both of them. Yeah, him and his wife have served for over 20 years.
We are preparing every day. We have to be prepared for war, not for defense.
Good night.
We're training warriors, not defenders.
Everybody behaves when we talk about this stuff because they're like, what the hell? Because no matter what, when I used to not pay attention to any of this stuff at all. And this concerns me, like, our military, because of them being nonpartisan and, you know, just the reaction of the generals and admirals. But usually it's a really good small group of us in here causing ruckus with these conversations. So we're good.
We fight wars.
Thank you for popping in. Your bread looks, you guys need to go see her bread recipe.
To win, not to defend.
It looks really good.
Defense is something you do all the time. It's inherently reactionary and can lead to overuse, overreach, and mission creep. War is something you do sparingly on our own terms.
Yeah, don't ever feel like you're going to offend me for not wanting to talk about politics at all. Please don't feel like you're going to offend me. I'm just really interested because for the longest time, I never paid attention, and watching how many people use it to their advantage in the true crime space is shocking. But then it's not, because the government has exploited tragedies, missing children, trafficking, all of that stuff for years. And now, currently, right now, we're watching people actively look away and continue to lie about one of the biggest trafficking cases in the history. And the director of the FBI and the deputy director are lying straight to everybody, the attorney general, like, and people know this. There's documents that prove they're lying, and they keep getting caught in it. And it's wild to me. Like, the truth matters to so many people, but they get caught up in the weeds on so much of this about their personal feelings on being a conservative or a
You have a flashlight?
Democrat or a Republican.
Okay,
What?
I need you to look real quick.
What do you need?
Is this too small or perfect
No,
size?
it looks good.
Okay. It's my septum piercing.
She switched
The
out
other
her.
one was too small.
That's not your septum.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's the ring for your septum. But what's that piercing?
Daith.
It's her daith.
And with clear aims, we fight to win. Well, today is another Liberation Day.
For Paige, Schoolie Mom.
The liberation of America's warriors.
Are you subbed up to Duchess, Schoolie Mom? She did. I was taking a shower and getting ready for bed, and she did a premiere of her bread but I had gotten pictures of it through the day. I made a lemon cake and she was making bread. So we were sending pictures back and forth of our baked goods today.
In name, in deed, and in authority.
Good night, Amanda.
You kill people and break things for a living. You are not politically.
Well, it's so interesting to me too, because it inlays, Lindsay, with so much of what is happening right now. The games that we are watching, Betty and BJ and so many of them play. The whole frivolous litigant thing, the shit, like the freedom of speech stuff, like they are fully they play fucking games right in front of people's faces, and they use all of this type of shit to their advantage to exploit these tragedies. I don't even know how to explain it.
Correct. And don't necessarily
Nick and those guys have used this, and look what they've done to a family of a missing child.
belong always in polite society.
Sorry, you guys, the girls are switching out their piercings, so you're hearing giggling.
President Trump claimed the United States facing an invasion from within.
Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far.
Hey, Earth. I just popped on here right quick, but I wanted to show them this because we started talking about it. So I didn't want to just leave it like take my word for it. No, here's what I was talking about with our military generals. What?
Reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within.
Is it Schooling Fresh?
Schooling Mama, I'll get her link.
No different than a foreign
I gotta mail her.
enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help, we're defending the borders of our country from now on.
We're joined now by Eugene Fidel, senior research scholar at Yale Law School, where he teaches military justice. He co-wrote a piece for The Hill headlined, "Trump and Hegseth Want to Turn the Military into a Tool of Personal Loyalty." He's an expert on military law, served as a judge advocate.
Well, Mo, that's why I think certain people are now just like the freedom of speech thing are just saying we have a constitution. I think that's why certain ones that are trying to use like legal threats and shit like they're doing are not confident enough in even the freedom of speech argument. So now we're just to saying we've got a constitution. She's not picking an amendment. She's just, we've got a constitution. I think that's why we're doing that. The stuff Betty's been saying recently is so horrific. Betty is truly concerning with her political activism of such.
In the U.S. Coast Guard. Eugene Fidel, thanks for joining us. Explain what you mean as people describe this unprecedented gathering where it is many of these generals and admirals were asking why they had to be flown in. This was live streamed. What was the point of this?
Good morning. Well, the first thing is, I think you omitted what the generals and admirals actually said. There was probably an expletive that was inserted in their comments. But I think really the reason for this unusual.
Oh my gosh, Jim, the stuff around the tariffs, I will admit, that's another. There's just so many different avenues of so many things going on right now. I don't understand that extremely well, fully, the tariffs. But from the things I have been reading, these are some of the weirdest people that are connected to so many businesses. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird shit when you start looking at some of it and you're like, is this all isn't a conspiracy? Like, how do people... The tariff situation is benefiting like very few people. Very few. And they all have really weird connections.
Event at Quantico, unusual and costly event at Quantico, is probably not that hard to figure out. It's the greatest of all photo ops. We're all used to photo ops.
And this is democracy now. So, of course, you can change it. I'll speed it up so you can hear them talk. That's their opinions. But this is just some, I don't care where you are. This is strange.
Usual and costly.
I don't care where you land. Again, with political identifiers, this is just odd. They spent millions of dollars to do this. And it seems like they're doing everything to distract from those Epstein files. And it really bothers me. Those victims deserve justice.
Event at Quantico.
We see people distract and deflect on here all the time. And here we're watching this.
It's probably not that hard to figure out. It's the greatest of all photo ops. We're all used to photo ops. President Trump with police chiefs as the backdrop, GIs with the backdrop. We've seen them in prior administrations. If you remember the mission accomplished photo op that President George W. Bush offered us wrongly. So I think there's the photo.
This is why I wish people, like, no matter where they lay politically, would talk about, because I would like to know others' perspective on why do they really think this is happening? If it's not a distraction from the Epstein files, how does this make sense? And how is this helping? Like, what is it doing? I would really like to hear people give me a side of like what I'm not seeing the benefit of.
It stands out as an important factor.
That makes sense.
Second, it's a way of maybe subliminally, but not so subliminally, exacting loyalty, special loyalty from the most senior officers and enlisted personnel.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I love, if you're talking about
the U.S. Armed Forces. I think every American, by the way, should watch the video. It's extremely instructive, and even though it's time-consuming and it will annoy many viewers, I think it's a critically important.
If you're talking about loving Hegseth, you're in the wrong chat. The Epstein, how does that even make sense, though? The Epstein files are just from what else, Damien? From what else? What are the Epstein files a distraction from? Are you being anti-LGBTQ? Because if you are, you don't have a place here. You can be conservative. You can be Republican. You can be MAGA. You just can't be anti-LGBTQ or calling anybody weak or... So I'm hopeful that's not what you're doing.
Document that people should be exposed to.
And Mr. Feitel, I wanted to ask you in terms of some of the stuff that Hegseth said, for instance, you kill people and break things for a living. We're training warriors, not defenders. What are they trying to impart to these generals?
Oh yeah, you're not going to feel good here. Oh, yeah. See that kind of comment right there? Yikes. You got some unchecked anger. Definitely some unchecked anger issues going on. I hope you have a great night, Damien. Bullhorn Betty is a great channel for you. She's starting one called Right Move Broadcasting tomorrow. I think you'll fit right in. I hope you have a wonderful night and get the rest you obviously need.
I think what the broadcast here is a rejection of so many of the progressive innovations.
I love people that show themselves. These conversations aren't that hard to have, but it really brings out the real side of people. They weed themselves out because most people are like, yeah, I don't want people telling me how to live my life, so I'm not going to do. Like, that's most rational people. But then there's those people
that the
like Damien.
U.S. Armed Forces have experienced since World War II. That's what we're talking about. It wasn't until the Truman administration, for example, that it was racial desegregation in the U.S. Armed Forces. The reintroduction of women in the army.
Are you going to let them talk, or are you not going to?
Not simply white couples.
Maybe they don't play this one.
That's been, and be prepared to give it.
I should have checked it. Sorry, guys. You're just going to hear them. I want you to hear what they actually said. Let me see if I can find another one.
Looking out at...
Oh, this is from today. This was... Here you go. This is to the Navy. Well, I'll find the other one. Give me a second.
All of you, I know, you know why the president always says we have the strongest, most powerful, most lethal, most ready military on the planet. and he's going to make sure we keep it that way. This is the perfect way to mark 250 years of the United States Navy. You know, President Trump has made our mission clear: America first and peace through strength, with common sense at every turn. At the War Department, it is the War Department, we're committed to that core mission of peace through strength. And for the Navy, that means more sailors, more subs, more ships, and more munitions for all of them. The Navy and the Marine Corps embody the resilience of our country. Nobody in the world does it better than the United States Navy. Always remember this. Fact.
When he spoke to our military generals and admirals the other day, a lot of them were really offended. So again, it's hearsay. Most of the admirals and generals did not come on record, but people under them, people they spoke to, because again, they're not going to get in trouble. But they had some very, like, they felt disrespected because this guy is not a decorated, like, these are some of the most decorated military officers, and this guy is a failure. And I'm not being mean, but in their eyes, he is a failure. He's had a DUI, like, he's bitching at them and telling them how they need to perform and be these upstanding citizens and they need to get in better shape and all of this. He's had a DUI. He's had issues and been in the news. And then, you know, he speaks from a military perspective. So again, thank you for your service. But to these dedicated officers, he is like talking down to, well, he's had a ton of issues. It's like the most disrespectful shit.
You are not civilians. You are different. Sailors, SEALs, Marines, you were set apart for a distinct purpose. Your diversity is not your strength. Your strength is your unity of purpose.
I'll find you another one of those. You don't get to hear. The speech was like broken down and people have read it through.
Shared mission, your love of country.
I'll try to find it.
Generation after generation, battle after battle, ship after ship, sailor after sailor, you have set the tone. The story began with John Paul Jones when he declared, "I have not yet begun to fight." Today, we have a commander-in-chief who fights for all of you and fights for our country every single day. A commander-in-chief who guarantees that you, the warfighters, have everything you need on the high seas to deter our enemies and, if necessary, win overwhelmingly. We have a president who appreciates your dedication.
I got it. I got the full speech and then I got the reaction I'm talking about from generals.
He appreciates your service, your sacrifice, and that of your family as well. And as I always tell every service member, every sailor I see, he has your back. So warfighters, on behalf of everyone at the Department of War, thank you. Thank you for your commitment to America's Navy. You stand the watch 200.
This feels weird hearing them say Department of War instead of Department of Defense.
150 years later. God bless you. God, and may God bless our great republic. Godspeed.
Hooyah, Navy! Hooyah, Navy! Hooyah, Navy! It is an honor to be with you to celebrate the 250th year since the United States Navy was officially established. Generations of sailors have kept America free because of their presence on the high seas. Your strength, bravery, and sacrifice inspires us all. The President and I just attended an extraordinary demonstration, an inspiring display of skills that reflects the the very best of our Navy. For me, it brought back fond memories of my visit to the USS George H.W. Bush in 2018. I will always remember the pride and professionalism of the sailors I met on that vessel. I witnessed the enduring spirit of America's Navy, which propels every mission and lives on to every sailor who serves.
I don't know. I mean, I come from a long line of Navy sailors, so I don't even know what to expect out of this anymore. The saying goes, could be worse. I just don't understand what's happening. Like, our military is truly, these guys are the most decorated guys, and they have this Hegseth dude, like, speaking, I don't know, the way he talks to them is so fucking weird to me. It's weird.
Truth to ensure peace.
I've heard people review it and say that it was like a pep rally, and these are like other decorated soldiers that are giving reactions to it and hearing their perspective. I'm not military, so I don't understand a lot of like their expressions or certain things, right? But watching them break it down, it is wild.
We must prepare.
And it's like, what's the fucking purpose here?
For war. From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: warfighting.
It seems like they just keep pushing for these reactions, like tipping their toe in to see where they're going to be able to control who's going to give a reaction. Our military admirals and generals?
Preparing for war and preparing to win. Unrelenting and uncompromising in that pursuit. Not because we want war. No one here wants war. But it's because we love peace.
Sandy, no. People that haven't served should not shut up. No, that's not what? People that have not served should just shut up? What? No. Our military men and women deserve better. Hell no. Our veterans deserve better. Our decorated officers deserve better. They deserve more respect than this. These men and women have given their lives. I will not, no, they should just shut up. People who haven't served should shut up. Hell no. We can't just shut up and say, what? Are you joking? Just say, nah, the military men and women don't deserve to be treated with the respect that they've given their lives for by some little frat boy that thinks this is like a pep rally. No, that's the voices we're listening to. If you've heard what I've said, the guys that are giving their perspective that really says a lot are retired admirals and generals. Watching this as a civilian and hearing how disrespected they felt is bothersome. Oh, Sandy, yeah, no. If you're talking about like how Hegseth is talking to them, he served. He's just not near as decorated, like nowhere near as decorated. And he's had fuck ups. A lot of people do. But the way he like talks to them. I just think our military men and women deserve so much better. Are you guys okay with this? Anybody? I don't care. This is our military nonpartisan stuff. So please don't let it be like a Republican versus, that shouldn't be it at all. Like, this is our military being disrespected. That's a problem. Doesn't matter what side it's coming from.
We love peace for our fellow citizens. They deserve peace. And they rightfully expect us.
Okay, Sandy, that makes sense now. I thank you for clarifying, because I was like, wait, you're telling us that no, they deserve so much better. Like, Hegseth is a joke. He did serve, though.
Us to deliver it. Our number one job, of course, is to be strong so that we can prevent war
Yeah.
in the first
No,
place.
you're good.
The president talks about it all the time. It's called peace through.
Now I understand. It was just how you said it. Thank you for clarifying. I was like, hell no.
Strength. And as history teaches us, the only people who...
That's why I said, like, we have people that are enlisted right now that Kyle's best friend, he's got 2 best friends and the other one is enlisted. Like, I don't want any of our military to go through this shit.
Who actually deserve peace are those who are willing to wage war to defend it. That's why pacifism is so naive and dangerous. It ignores human nature and it ignores human history.
Christina, that's not correct either. We can't just ignore it. See, I had that attitude for the longest time too. And I get why you say that. Like, I genuinely get that. So I'm not shaming you for having that opinion, because there's times where I feel super frustrated and I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing we can fucking do. So why even talk about it? We talk about it because people like Betty, people around us use this extreme propaganda, Nick the Hat, At Night Media. Think of all the threats that they have used and made by using the current administration or people connected to that movement. Think about all the damage that they've done to victims and their families by using this same playbook that we are watching being used. They continue to say that they support our military. No, they don't. They support Back in the Blue. No, if they supported any of those things, they would not be cheering these guys on. Betty was making excuses for Kash Patel firing 3 extremely decorated FBI agents who have now brought a civil suit. Like, she claims she's law and order, and then she uses the bullshit rhetoric to say she wants to kiss Kash Patel. Like, there's just so much fucked up shit. But we have to speak up and continue to educate ourselves and vote, call our representatives. Our fellow humans deserve better. Like, people are losing healthcare. There's real people being affected by the policies that are going on right under our noses and the disrespect and shit. And we've got to do better. I hate to even say that, but we've got to educate ourselves all the way around, no matter what it is. We should not be blindly ignoring what these politicians are doing, because it's emboldening people like Betty and BJ and all of that to happen. We have to speak up. I do not want a dictatorship. Project 2025 is like 45% inlaid at this point in time. And it just factually is. No matter where we align, these are things that are happening. And we have to, like, I want better for victims, the Epstein victims, all victims. We are watching in active time people protect predators. We saw Senator Ted Cruz say I can't even quote it. It was horrific. We've got to do something. And unfortunately, no, I don't have all the answers. So I get the frustration and wanting to ignore it. Of course I don't. I don't have the answers on how to stop Betty and BJ and all of these people from exploiting victims and their families, let alone the government. But we're learning together, I guess, of what happens and how it's been happening for decades. So I want better for my kids. And if that means educating myself and talking about it and seeing what's being done, here I am. Sandy, I agree. It's wild to me, like, to watch the ethics or the oversight committee. Is that what it's called? The Kash Patel. I can't remember what the full name of that hearing is, but it's an oversight committee. When those of you that watched that day, that too was so chaotic. I have never sat and listened to something like that personally for that long, ever. I've seen clips and stuff, you know, what you see on mainstream media, but sitting and listening to that, and I was mind blown. Christina, this is part of my happiness. Being educated and speaking up makes me feel like I'm taking part in something. It's part of my happiness. This actually, that's why people are like, oh, you're so miserable. No, I enjoy talking about this stuff and learning about this stuff because I feel like slowly I'm understanding more of the real world. Unfortunately, this is reality, and I want a better future for my kids. So if I can be an active participant in that, this makes me happy because I'm trying to guarantee that they're going to have equal opportunity. I have girls. These guys don't think women should really be able to say what they do with their bodies. No, I get it, Christine, and that's why I said, like, don't feel like I'm trying to shame you. I was in that bubble for the longest time, and I get it. I really do. So I'm not trying to shame you for feeling that way. Sometimes it is easier because of whatever circumstances you're in to ignore because it doesn't bring happiness or joy. It's a dividing topic in a lot of households, and I'm not saying that's the case in yours, but it just stresses people out too. If you have anxiety, sometimes these topics are really anxiety giving. Really anxiety giving. And I can respect that too. Here, let's listen to a few minutes. We got to go.
Either you protect your people and your sovereignty, or you will be subservient to something or someone. It's a truth as old as time.
Yeah.
And since waging...
No, Jim, I think Jim and I both get excited when people will come in and talk to us and give another perspective. I know Jim, postcards, other people you guys have been great through these conversations and have taught me so much. I have to thank you guys. Like, I've just found this really calm place recently, and it's so nice because I enjoy these conversations. People say, can I email you? Or they'll ask questions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really willing to hear another perspective because I didn't ask questions before, and I'm all for it.
War is so costly in blood and treasure. We owe our republic a military that will win any war we choose or any war that is thrust upon us. Should our enemies choose foolishly to challenge us, they will be crushed by the violence, precision, and ferocity of the War Department. In other words, to our enemies, F-A-F-O. If necessary, our troops can translate that for you. Another way to put it is peace through strength, brought to you by the warrior ethos. And we are restoring both. As President Trump has said, and he's right, we have the strongest, most powerful, most lethal, and most prepared military on the planet. That is true, full stop. Nobody can touch us. It's not even close. This is true largely because of the historic investments that he made in his first term, and we will continue in this term.
Isn't this just odd? I mean, you don't even have to be an ex-service member to know this is odd. This is just odd to me.
But it's also true because of the leaders in this room and the incredible troops that you all lead. But the world, and as the chairman mentioned, our enemies get a vote. You feel it, I feel it. This is a moment of urgency, mounting urgency. Enemies gather, threats grow. There is no time for games. We must be prepared. If we're going to prevent...
Lanky, I understand being scared, but what I want you to take away from this isn't fear, because at the end of the day, that's what they want. Don't be fearful, be informed. That's what I continue to tell myself is, yes, this is happening, but this is what they're doing. The fear mongering that we watch, like Betty and people do all the time. This is just on a broader scale. And those admirals and generals didn't flinch. They did not flinch. So I understand that it brings with it fear and uncertainty, but please don't let it like get you down. That's what their intent is, and that's why they're like strong arming these guys. And that's what I felt like they were doing. They were like trying to see how far they could push them for a reaction, and they didn't give nothing. Like, these are the most dedicated men and women. They have been through chaos and all sorts of stuff. Be informed. Don't let fear hold you back or like keep you. Stay informed. That's what I suggest. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm staying informed. I'm not letting this. They're seeing where they can go.
And avoid war, we must prepare now. We are the strength part of peace through strength. And either we're ready to win or we are not. You see, this urgent moment, of course, requires more troops, more munitions, more drones, more Patriots, more submarines, more B-21 bombers.
These guys are all like just sitting there like, what are we doing here?
It requires more innovation, more AI in everything and ahead of the curve. More cyber effects, more counter UAS, more space, more speed.
Yeah,
America is the strongest, but we need to get stronger and quickly. The time is now.
Mimi's saying.
And the cause is urgent. The moment requires restoring and refocusing our defense industrial base, our shipbuilding industry, and onshoring all critical components. It requires, as President Trump.
These guys are just like, what? Did you guys hear Trump's? We can watch this tomorrow if you guys want to. We can. Betty, who knows what Betty's going to say? So we can watch this week. I need to go to bed though.
You know what? Just have a good time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank. There goes your future.
Like what? Do you understand what he just said? Yeah, under the guise of a joke. But do you realize what he just said to these men? They called this special meeting and spent millions of dollars and flew these guys in all around the world. And then he says something like that.
You know what? Just have a good time.
Here, let me go back to where how that whole people don't say I removed contact. Night, Buttercup.
Thank you very much, Pete. Great job you're doing too. Fantastic job. I've never walked into a room so silent before. This is very. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. You're not allowed to do that. You know what? Just have a good.
It's not
time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank. There goes your future. But you just feel nice and loose, okay? Because we're all on the same team.
You feel nice and loose. These guys are not. This was like a last minute call out. These guys are there for business. You don't get a room together of the admirals and generals like this, and then the first minute of your speech threaten their lying or their livelihoods and their careers and mask it as a joke. These guys were there for, this is our military top. And I don't care what you say, that wasn't, that completely off-putting.
And I was told that, sir, you won't hear a murmur in the room. I said, we got to loosen these guys up a little bit. So you just have a good time. But I want to thank.
They're there on duty per the military. They're not there as civilians.
Secretary Hegseth and General Kane, General Raising Kane for a reason. They call him that. When I heard his name, I said, you're the guy I'm looking for.
NorCal, when you compare this to other speeches, it's really kind of like, whoa.
the Joint Chiefs of Staff and so many others in this room who together represent the greatest and most elite fighting force in the history of the world, the United States military. We're very proud.
I don't know if you heard the documentaries Kyle and I have been rewatching, but some of those speeches are really interesting. And then you put into play Stephen Miller right behind him, and it's like, oof.
Proud of our military. I rebuilt the military during my first term. It's one of the greatest achievements. We had the greatest economy in history, and I built the military. Those are the two things I say more
Built the military.
than anything else. And I also kept us safe at the borders. We had very good
And the borders again. Like what?
Borders. We didn't have people coming in from
What are they there for?
jails and prisons and everything like took place.
They don't give a fuck about his statistics of what he did. This isn't a campaign rally, folks. This is a meeting of the admirals and generals of our United States military.
Over the last 4 years. They'll never forget what happened to this country over the last 4 years with the incompetence.
Sir, what?
There could be no higher honor than to serve as your commander-in-chief. It is a great honor. I look at you, just incredible people.
Okay, they're incredible people. What are they there for?
Central casting, I might add. To each and every one of you, I thank you for your unwavering devotion to the armed forces and to the country.
Again, talks to them about their devotion. But in the first minute, basically, with an underhanded joke, threatens their livelihood and their careers.
That we've all sworn a sacred oath to defend. We all have that oath, every one of us. I'm thrilled to be here
Reminding them of the oath they took
this morning to address.
And let me also state too, because I don't want to get this whole thing started that I'm anti-Israel. That's not what not at all. I am anti what's happening. I don't know enough about like the entire situation, but I do know that we are sending crazy amounts of funding. I had to go research it, and I'm still researching all of the different things before I feel more comfortable speaking on it fully. But what I know now with the research that I have done is that we are sending crazy amounts of money to fund programs in Israel. And we have military personnel being investigated because they do not and have made statements against sending money publicly. It's concerning to me. But it goes so much deeper than that because of all of, like, I've never seen a world leader come out and 6 times, I think, 6 times he has made statements that he did not have anything to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's so weird to me. Why would a world leader be involved in or even thinking he's involved in something and make statements like that? Like, that's just weird to me. So let me be very clear, like the whole dedication to America that he's trying to do right now, while they're expecting our military, like the dedication to Israel, it seems like it is expected right now, is really weird to me. Does that make sense? Like that part is strange to me, and I got to do more research to understand all of it. But there's just a lot of things that I did not know about until recently with what we fund. And yeah, there's just a lot to unpack when you start going down some of these holes.
The senior leadership of what is once again known around the world as the Department of War. I know Pete spoke about it. He gave a great speech, I thought. Great speech.
Trump has done more than Biden and Harris in those 4 years. You know, at the end of the day, what do you mean? What specific part that they've done more on? Looking beyond. Can you specify like what part you think they've done overall better on? Border policy. At the end of the day, nobody's done anything to really help the border policy because we have to change laws and asylum seeking. Tinfoil tiara, not that I know of. I mean, he was way young for anything of that nature. It's just weird. It's really strange. And then I don't know how many of you pay attention to the new young Christian evangelical kid that is, well, he's a Christian nationalist in my opinion, that is being flown to all these college campuses to continue to debate. I'm not saying they shouldn't, April. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the funding that we are supporting outside of that. I'm not saying that, I'm saying overall, like, there's a lot of money and a lot of protections. There are certain things with the Israeli flag that are illegal in the United States. You might be able to explain more, any of you. That, like the Star of David. There's something to do with the Star of David and the flag of Israel that's illegal in the United States. But it's something to do with the flag and the desecration of the flag. But it's a stiffer penalty if it's the Israeli flag with the Star of David. I need to look into that further so I can explain it. But I was reading stuff the other day and my mind was just like, what? Why do we have stronger protections for another, like, what? Huh? On top of, I didn't know we sent so much money. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, there's something with it. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up while I play. Okay, I'm getting in the rabbit hole again. We start talking about this stuff, and then I get super interested, and I'll pull up the article.
I want him to get so good. I hate that. You know? No, I hate it. I almost fired him. I said, you can't. I don't want to go on after that. No, he gave a great speech, but he talked about Department of War. We were sitting there. I said, didn't it used to be called the Department of War?
So weird.
And he goes, yes, sir. They changed it like in the early 50s. So we won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything in between and everything before that. We only won. And then we went, in a way, woke. That was probably the first sign of wokeness. And we changed it to defense instead of war. And I said, what do you think? How do you think if we change it back? Would that be a nice idea? And Pete loved it immediately. Some people thought about it. You know, they gave it a little thought. But in the end, we did it. And I have to be honest, it's so popular. I thought it would be met with fury on the left. But there's so...
Okay. It says, as of October 2025, there are two distinct legal aspects concerning the burning of the Star of David. Its status as part of the Israeli flag and its use as a Jewish symbol. While the act of burning a flag is generally protected political expression in the U.S., a recent court ruling created a notable exception for the Israeli flag. In August of 2025, a federal judge in Washington, D.C. ruled that desecrating the Israeli flag could be prosecuted as a hate crime under the civil rights law. The ruling followed a civil rights lawsuit filed by a pro-Israel activist who had the flag pulled off of her during a protest in 2024. In the decision, a judge defined the Star of David as a racial symbol for Jewish identity. Okay, that makes sense to me. Under the hate. But let me see if I can see more here. That makes sense to me. This, I think. Yeah, it's the only one so far. So this is what it says. You'll have to go look more. Legal group hails breakthrough as U.S. judge equates Israeli flag with Jewish identity. Okay, now that's interesting. Hold on. That's really not okay. Now I see the problem here, looking at it from that perspective. Good night, Christina. I see it now. Okay, so I get it. U.S. makes Israeli flag the only national flag illegal to burn. Yeah, now I see why it's a problem, even under the hate. That shouldn't be. The Israeli flag just became the only national flag illegal to burn in the United States. U.S. federal court has ruled that burning an Israeli flag is now illegal, deeming it an act of racial discrimination, not of political protest. Okay, so they're using religion instead of, I get it. Sorry, right over. Yep. That went over my head at first. Nope, I get it. That's why I said I needed to do more research. It finally just clicked of what they are. It's a religion thing instead of a political, and they should be able to use it against the country and not be attached to a religion. I get it. Yeah. Hey, Sheila. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? They're making it illegal because they're attaching the flag to a religion instead of the flag representing the country in political protest. Do you guys agree with me? Right. Yeah, so I can understand why people. Yeah, sorry, that took me a minute to. Yep. You see it as a race thing. Well, it isn't though. It genuinely not, because Israel is made up of multiple races. It should be, yeah, no. I could see that, but that's what they're trying to do. It's not attached as a race or religion. Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. See, NorCal, that's what I said, like, before. I wasn't very educated on it at all, like, not at all. And I've had these conversations with even people around me that I said, I didn't really understand all of that. But now that I've been listening more and more to things around us and hearing more of it be talked about and the money, I became interested. Before, I had no clue what was going on, or I didn't know what we were funding or anything of that nature. I chose to ignore. And now knowing like what the funding is doing, and it's crazy. And what we are legally funding them to be able to do. I think it was IHIP. Jennifer went on with a bunch of people and was talking about, she was mentioning genocide, and the way she said it was just eye-opening to me. Well, that's what people forget. There's nothing religious. How many of you know about Trump's legal spiritual advisor, or his, what's his, hold on, Robert Morris? How many of you guys know about that? I'm sure some of you do. That's why this stuff is just, it's mind-blowing, you guys, when you start looking into some of it. Do you guys know who that is? And again, you don't have to take my word for it. Hold on. We'll go to Fox even. He only got 6 months, you guys. 6 months. 6 months. Texas megachurch founder to spend 6 months in jail for sexually abusing a girl. Six months. I was like, wow. Oh, hold up. It's going to buffer again. I'll get off here in a minute. We'll listen to it.
Texas megachurch founder to spend 6 months in jail for sexually abusing girl. The founder of a Texas megachurch who previously resigned following allegations of sexual abuse dating back to the 1980s has pleaded guilty to 5 counts of lewd and indecent acts with a child.
Sexual abuse dating back to the 80s. He pled guilty of 5 counts.
According to authorities. Robert Preston Moore.
5 counts of lewd and indecent acts with a child.
Morris, 64, accepted the plea agreement before an Oklahoma judge on Thursday, the state attorney general's office said in a statement. Authorities revealed the abuse began in 1982 when Morris visited the 12-year-old girl's family as a traveling evangelist and subsequently continued over the span of 4 years. There can be no tolerance for those who sexually prey on children, Attorney General Gentner Drummond said in a statement. This case is all the more despicable because the perpetrator was a pastor who exploited his position of trust and authority. The victim in this case has waited far too many years for this day. Morris previously
6 months, you guys. 6 months.
Served as the senior pastor of Gateway Church in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, leading one of the country's largest megachurches until his resignation last summer. Gateway Church was founded by Morris in 2000, according to the Associated Press. Earlier this year, he was indicted by a grand jury. Under Morris' plea agreement, he received a 10-year suspended sentence and will serve the first 6 months in the Osage County Jail. He has also been ordered to register as a sex offender and pay his incarceration costs, including restitution to the victim. Today, justice has finally been served, and the man who manipulated, groomed, and abused me as a 12-year-old innocent girl is finally going to be behind bars, the now adult victim, Cindy Clemisher, said in a statement. A member of Morris' legal team, Bill Matea, insisted Morris intended to accept responsibility for his actions and bring closure to both his family and the family of the victim while asking for forgiveness. According to the Associated Press, while he believes that he long since accepted responsibility in the eyes of God and that Gateway Church was a manifestation of that acceptance, he readily accepted responsibility in the eyes of the law.
No, you don't get to hide behind your religion, sir. No, you've done that since the 80s. We're sick of that shit. No more. No more.
Matea said. Last year, Morris reportedly told the Christian Post that while in his early 20s, he was involved in inappropriate sexual behavior with a young lady in a home where I was staying, adding that it was kissing and petting, not intercourse, but it was wrong. Morris previously served on President Donald Trump's Evangelical Advisory Board.
There you go. His Evangelical Advisory Board.
According to the Associated Press, in 2020, the church reportedly hosted Trump for a discussion on race relations and the economy at its Dallas campus.
Oh.
Gateway Church did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment. Today is a new beginning for me, my family and friends who have been by my side through this horrendous journey, Clemisher said. I leave this courtroom today not as a victim, but a survivor.
I just think back to like Nick the Hat and Castor and Lesniak and all of those guys at the same time. And then Tony Mathis, how he said like he was a spiritual advisor for Seth Rogers, and how Castor and Lesniak were involved. Well, excuse me, not both of them. The Cosby relations, the statement of we can get you into the Me Too movement and out of the Me Too movement. There's just so many things that bother me. And then their use of the current administration and connections and, coming out, and when they thought Matt Gaetz was the nominee for Attorney General, they were like, we will be meeting with the incoming Attorney General. And if you guys know about what Matt Gaetz has been accused of, like, again, I don't give a shit what letter they have behind their name. Expose them all. But this is just right in front of our faces, and it's fucking crazy to me. You sit here and hear all these women like Betty and Brittany, that's their first fucking thing that they throw out, or Larry. Oh, they're a pedo. They always do that. Well, they spew the rhetoric of so many of these people and tell us what we're seeing isn't. And they're extending penitent privilege, which means more pastors and people like in the counseling position within a faith-based organization don't have to report. There's more protections being extended to pastors so they don't have to report abuse, sexual abuse, things of that nature. We are doing less and less to protect victims. Shaggy, agree. Fuck yes, agree. Yep. People like Betty started making me identify. Like, I used to not be embarrassed to say I was once conservative. You know, that's all I knew. And a lot of the conservatives around me were really good people. They really did want to, well, that's what they said, you know? I don't know. It's just crazy to me. But now, like Betty and those guys, because most of the people I know as that identify as conservative are so far away from like the Betty people, you know? I don't know. But that the Bettys are growing, the Britneys are growing, the Steven Crowders are growing, and it's scary. It's like, no, they're refacing what the conservative movement used to stand for. And they're using social media to like rebrand it. It's so fucking crazy to me. Well, they do the most harmful shit. It's crazy. Anyways, all right, you guys, I need to get off here. I could yap about this stuff all night because this is all the 80s. He got 5 counts and he's serving 6 months. It's just fucking wild to me. And we talk about sentencing protection. It's crazy. Good night, you guys. Thank you for joining me and chatting with me about this stuff. We'll get into the receipts and shit tomorrow with BJ and like do a side-by-side and stuff. But thanks for letting me go down this. A lot of this shit's nonpartisan too. So I hope people will start getting such a knee-jerk reaction to these conversations. Most of this stuff is from a very nonpartisan standpoint. Like, these are our military, our FBI. None of these should be politically one side or the other. Like, that's the purpose of them. So, but I appreciate you, especially in the true crime space. I think too, it's something so needed, especially with our legal systems being used they are and weaponized. When we say like we need unity, it's a thing. It is definitely a thing now more than ever, because we're watching our military be completely disrespected, and our FBI, the guys that were once trying to save the children, dedicated their lives 20 years each, if not more. And then they were set to investigate one of the biggest child trafficking cases, and they lost their jobs for doing their jobs. It's crazy. We need to expose all of them. Doesn't matter what side. And from the Epstein files to any case, we can't just watch these things continue to happen. Victims deserve better. Good night, you guys. Bubbles. It's just crazy, though. Thank you for saying that. I really do appreciate you guys understanding that when I talk about this, this is the thing from, you know, the creators we see on social media all the way up to the people running this country. It's concerning. They're all exploiting victims for personal gain. So good night, you guys. See you later. Thank you.